Hey, how's it going, guys? So this piece right here I actually made for my grandfather. Both my grandparents quite religious. We're a Italian Catholic type family, and they both always carried the rosaries around. And my grandfather, throughout all the years of his life, he was a pipe fitter for a lot of them, and he always liked to save his copper and brass pieces, whether it be pieces that were used, pieces that were left over, or just drops from job sites. But I thought it would be really fun to use nuts made out of brass, and even that centerpiece there is a piece that he had in his collection that he had saved. So here I go. I had basically threaded all these smaller sized nuts onto a threaded rod and used my Dremel with a cutoff tool. I actually think this may have been when I got my Fordham rotary tool, and basically just did some battle scarring, up and down across all of them, just to make sure I hit, every face of every nut, and just to kind of give it some dimension, to give it some texture. And went ahead and did that to the larger nuts as well. And on these I ended up using a burr tool, like a metal burr, which they come in different shapes and sizes. This one was a spherical, like a circle size, so it left nice little, dimples, circular dimples in each one. So I went ahead and did that to each face of these nuts. And the cross itself I actually cut out of copper and brass. I drew it up in CAD, printed it out on paper, and then cut it out with a metal cutting tool. And also with that cutting tool I did some little battle damage and scarring on it, and then riveted it together with some aluminum rivets. And once everything was complete, I used a product by Birchwood Casey called Aluminum Black. It not only darkens aluminum and blackens it, but it also does copper and brass really well as well. So basically I poured that into a cup, dropped all these in the cup, and then once it all turned black, I took some sanding paper and hit all the highlights, and then left all the little battle damage scarring to be left dark, so it would have some dimension, so it would have some texture, and give it some depth. And same thing on the cross. It's essentially a forced patina type material, which just darkens materials. And then once I was done with everything, cleaned it all up, washed it all up, and Steph, using her great paracord skills, went ahead and paracord wrapped everything all together. And I think overall it came out really, really cool, really unique. It definitely weighed a lot more than I thought it would. I even thought of using smaller nuts at one point, but they were way too small. This was essentially a good size, just a nice hefty weight. But overall, it was a really fun project to do. I think my grandfather used it a handful of times, but it mainly decorated his wall because he was pretty proud of it. He really didn't want it to tarnish or patina. So anyway, I know you guys, this isn't a normal project that I do, but just figured I'd show it off. I made this a few years ago. My grandfather has since passed on, but I figured it might be something you guys might like seeing. So anyway, y'all take care. I appreciate you watching. Hope you guys are digging the videos, and we'll talk soon.